Good. Well, good morning. My hands are shaking already, so we're just going to go with it and hope for the best. Okay, so my name's Andrew, or Andy, depending on who you're talking to and how much trouble I'm in. I was raised in a nominally Christian home. We attended the local Church of England church periodically, and I was sent to Sunday school for whatever reasons. I was baptized as an infant, confirmed in the church at age 13. Looking back, steal the show. Looking back, I realized I had no idea what I was professing at 13 years old, but I later recognized that God, in His grace, held me to the promises that I made. At 17 years old, so not that long ago, I remember an evening at church where I was profoundly aware of the depths of darkness that I was in spiritually. Shaking. This is not going well. You know, Matt, your stand is coming to you. I didn't want to stand up here. You lot are even scarier from up here. Where did we get to? So at 17 years old, I remember an evening at church where I was profoundly aware of the depths of darkness I was in spiritually and the awesome feeling of being lifted up and up into the light. That was the new beginning of life for me. I would like to say that I've been perfect ever since, but sadly not. It's tough standing here looking at all of you perfect people who have everything together. Maybe you feel like you're the only one who sometimes comes to church broken on the inside and a complete fraud. That's certainly me. So hopefully today will make you feel better that maybe you're not the only one if that applies to you. The Bible says that our battle is not against flesh and blood, but I think that applies to other people's flesh. The struggle against my own flesh is every day, and more like every minute some days. My flesh says that I was a mistake from conception. But Psalm 139 says, "For you formed my inward parts, you knitted me together in my mother's womb. I praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderful are your works, my soul knows it very well. My frame was not hidden from you when I was being made in secret, intricately woven in the depths of the earth. Your eyes saw my unformed substance. In your book were written, every one of them, the days that were formed for me, when as yet there were none of them. God knit me together in my mother's womb. He formed me in the depths of the earth, that I am fearfully and wonderfully made. Wonderfully made. God doesn't screw up. And therefore, I have to look away from my flesh and look at the truth that God speaks. You'd think after 30 years of being adopted into His family, I would have that one sorted. But nope, it's still a battle. I'm beyond thankful that God is slow to anger and abounding in mercy, and so patient as He gently works in me. It wasn't that many years ago, as I worked through the Gospel-Centered Life book, that I realized much of my need for control and self-perfection arises from my desire to be God of my life and my world. It was one of those moments when the scales fall from your eyes and you wonder how you could have been so blind for so long. For a guy who denied the existence or validity of feelings for decades, it was a revelation of the idolatry that can linger. That's also still an ongoing process. It was also only a few years ago, as we worked through Matthew in the men's Bible study, that I had another moment. I realized that I am Barabbas, that the murderer who was set free while Jesus was crucified was me. Now, before you call the police, I haven't actually killed anyone. But in my heart, there have certainly been lots of bodies in shallow graves. The good news is that God gradually peels away the layers of sin and refines us. And much of this work is done through fellowship with my faithful brothers alongside His Word and the Spirit. I think being a part of the church is a dangerous thing if you want to be comfortable where you're at. But so worth it to shed the pain and baggage and growing to become who God says I am, His child, clothed in righteousness, that in His eyes I am worth coming to earth and dying for. I'm going to finish with words from a song that pretty much sums up the journey and desire of my soul. Two wonders here that I confess, my worth and my unworthiness, my value fixed, my ransom paid at the cross. I rejoice in my Redeemer, greatest treasure, wellspring of my soul. I will trust in him, no other. My soul is satisfied in him alone. Thank you.